go ahead and close your eyes. And I want you to locate that spot that gets kind of tight when you get anxious. Are you feeling that at all?
Mm-hmm. This is Jessica Graham. She is the leader of a meditation group called the Eastside Mindfulness Meditation. And welcome.
Thank you.
I'm going to have Jessica talk to us a little bit about herself and the practice, and let's jump right in. How did you get into meditation?
Well, I was always kind of on the fringes because I grew up in a sort of a hippie household. So there was a lot of kind of yoga and meditation and things like that, you know. But as I got older, I really rebelled from that whole lifestyle. And I was like the first person in my family to have a cell phone. And my dad was like at dinner with me, and I pull out the cell phone. He's like, "You've turned into a yuppie." So like I really rebelled. But it didn't take long for me to come back around. And basically what happened is, you know, life just wasn't working. What really got me started with this practice was my good friend and teacher, and also the creator of Deconstructing Yourself, which is the blog that I write for, Michael Taft. He called me chicken. He said, "You're chicken, that's why you won't come to the meditation group." And I was like, well, I'm gonna come to the meditation group. And I did. I showed up, and I was just like, whoa. It just immediately worked for me. I immediately got it. I immediately saw how it could change my life.
Would you say that at this point you lead a healthy lifestyle, both physically, mentally, and emotionally?
Well, it's an interesting question, because right now, health-wise, physically, I've had a really tough couple of years. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I'm so much more open. And there were all these blockages in me, and they're opening, and there's a process. There's kind of a detoxification going on. And it's been challenging, and it's definitely called me to my practice even more. Because, you know, everyone's afraid of death and illness, death. It's like, so I've been able to really get in touch with that and be like, okay, so I've spent a couple years not really being physically that well, but I'm not suffering. I do know that meditation absolutely makes you healthier. I've experienced that on some, you know, less colds, less pain in my body.
Do you do any other types of practices to keep yourself healthy? Do you eat a healthy meal? Do you have an active lifestyle? Tell me a little bit about your lifestyle at this point.
Yeah, pretty healthy, pretty healthy. It makes me laugh because, you know, I remember when I drank Mountain Dew. I remember this. All right, I'd set the alarm. I would wake up. I would take 3 or 4 Advil, a couple caffeine pills, go back to sleep for an hour and a half, then wake up and be ready to start my day. But then I would need, you know, Mountain Dew, espresso, you know, caffeine pills, maybe other kinds of pills to have my day go on. And then by the time I was done with the day, it would be, you know, moving on to alcohol, because it would be time to kind of like come back down. Today, you know, I don't drink. I don't do any drugs. Not that I have a moral judgment against that. That's just what works for me. I'm vegan. I'm gluten-free. I hardly eat any sugar because it just doesn't really appeal to me so much anymore. Sometimes I will, you know. I do yoga. I'm really working on getting into cardio. It's something I've avoided for a long time, but now I've been getting on the stair climber, and I'm enjoying it, you know, the sweat and the feeling of like being alive. And, you know, I hike a lot, and I'm definitely what I would call a pretty healthy person as far as diet and lifestyle go.
Please tell our viewers about the blog and where they can find it.
Yeah, so it's deconstructingyourself.com, and it's all articles written by Michael Taft or myself, and then also news items that we find. We'll repost a portion of them and then link you up to where to find the rest of it. And it's just all things mindfulness meditation.